David. I've been really lucky to experience 3 different programs through the HHRC, as well as have Piper Dumont come to my school. And I also was able to speak as a Mi'kmaq educator in Maine, and some of my experiences at the Confronting Bias Conference. So I've had many different interactions, and I can't thank them enough. This program has changed so much of what I'm able to do in my school and how I'm able to collaborate with my peers. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about some of the changes that this has brought about. I first attended the Yearning to Breathe conference, not this summer, but last summer in person, and I can't tell you the difference. It was wonderful. We were all together. We had these amazing speakers, and to see the shift this summer and how you really just, you met the challenge and you brought in the same members, the same speakers, you were able to do it. It wasn't quite as interactive as the first summer, but you really rose to the challenge and did a beautiful job. But the Yearning to Breathe conference is where it started for us. I came with a pre-K teacher, and we were looking at immigration experiences and what it means to be a refugee, and we were looking at all the different definitions, and we met all these amazing educators. And when we came back to school, we didn't want it to end there. So I've been collaborating with my social studies teacher from that. She loved the book, the New Mainers book, and she's using a bunch of the readings. So I was able to pass on the materials that I received. I also was able to work with the lower end teachers to talk about some of the children's books that they could use to introduce tough topics, and really going beyond, oh, it's now Christmas, so we're going to look at Kwanzaa, and we're going to, really dig a little deeper. And you would be amazed at some of the beautiful units being taught in the lower end in the 3rd and 4th grade around Native culture, and they're really bringing it to the modern world. So that was a lot of the discussion I heard this summer, even though the focus was the Holocaust and human behavior and teaching night. There were a lot of discussions about how you could bring these topics in and approach modern issues. I know in my own classroom, it has been wonderful to have the resources from Piper Dumont, and she came to speak to all of our staff last spring in person, and she's going to come remotely in January because our English department has decided to focus our study this year on empathy and understanding perspective. And truly, we could not do this work without Piper, without the different resources. We were able to pick her brain about Malaga Island integrated unit that I did with the social studies class. And we were even able to tie it into more modern Black Lives Matter movement and really talk about where history takes you and how history has a place in the present, and that the stories that get us here, they don't go away. They're carried down from family to family. So that was part of our integration, and the English department's going to be working with Piper on how to hold those difficult conversations and approach things that really need to be talked about in school. They need to have a voice. Minorities are an important part of Maine, whether we sometimes we hear, oh, it's the whitest state, and we're really trying to break some of that. And especially the Native culture, the Native people are important too, but there's a layer. There are different layers of immigrants coming in. There are different people that need to be heard. There are different stories that need to be told. And so that's what we're really working toward as a whole district. And I would like to thank Crystal Polk, because she's the one who even introduced me to the HHRC to begin with, and she does incredible work in Strong. So I would say, I do a little, Crystal does an amazing job. So I just wanted to thank you, because the connections I've made and the people who use your resources reach far, far beyond my class.